Hello, and welcome to a BonkTable Mass podcast. It's just me today. I just want to talk about the happy hour. I sat down and listened to it. I have opinions. I know, right? Everyone's got opinions. They're like assholes. Everyone's got one. So, I really just want to talk about 100K and the happy hour and kind of the stuff that's previewed, because I've seen Parabellum do their work and do their updates and shown really good stuff from what's going to be coming out. Like, we have Nords and Madroon's doing really well. City States has progressively been getting better and better every time, and I think it's finally at like an actual good place to be one of those top factions. Like, if someone said to me, "Hey, Mass, what's your top 3 factions?" I'd be like, Nords, Madroon, City States. They'd be like, "What in order?" And I'm like, I don't know, probably something. But I would easily like put those guys up there. They've been showing off really well. Madroon's got a lot going for it. Like, if you sat down and listened to the whole Apex talk where we went over Madroon, the entire faction, they have a lot of things going for them. They have some issues, like everybody. Like Nords, one of the Nords issues is that the Blooded Warband is just garbage. Like, I don't want to say it's garbage, but it's not as good as the Connie, the Jarls, the Shamans, the Vulva, and the Satyr, the new monster regiment, monster character, that guy. So this whole episode is just going to be me going over some stuff from the happy hour and just how it goes and kind of how I feel about that. So 100K, a little bit of history if you're new here about 100K. 1.5, they're doing really well. Cavalry, doing really great. Cavalry was like speed 8. And then, so what do we had here? I think we had speed 8 everything. Seal Temple were speed 9, but they weren't out yet. And Mounted Squires were speed 10. So you had Crimson Towers and House of Knights. You were just kind of like slamming into stuff and blowing things up, just with March Charges and all the impact attacks. And then the old Noble Lord had Speed of Horse. This is the mounted one. What gave you like support 3 or something, like support plus 2. So you got a ton of attacks from your Household Knight bus that was just kind of blowing shit up, and it was a bit of a problem, to be fair. Like 100K has a fun issue of, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. So this was done with all the horses and the impact cav, just march charging people to death. This was done, so those are Household Knights. They did it with the Crimson Towers as well. And they did it with, what the heck was it? Air Mage and Longbows. There's a variety of different rules that allowed you to, like, if you took 2 mainstays and 1 restricted, you could take a restricted from someone else, or like, from someone else's warband. So you could get Longbows right into the Air Mage's warband, and then she could just be casting air spells on them. And these motherfuckers would be dumping shots from a million miles away, getting a ton of work. Because Longbows used to be fucking range 30. I have played into that matchup, and it sucks. I will tell you, it really sucks. Air Mage Healing, I believe, was also better. No, not Air Mage. Water Mage Healing was better. So you had a bunch of issues. It was just like, like baseline, it doesn't seem all that bad, but like 100K just has the wonderful ability of just, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So balancing the faction was kind of a pain in the ass. So in version 2, when that dropped, 100K received a bunch of nerfs. They lost speed on their cavalry. Their cavalry went up in cost. I forget what else happened. I have rants on the cavalry from like ages ago, and I don't fully believe it as I've played and grown, but I still have my complaints about them. And off the top of my head, those are like the big 2 that I remember. I remember writing a whole thing of like they basically got like quadruple nerfed at one point where they lost impact attacks. Yeah, that was it. So they lost impacts, they went up in cost, they reduced speed. And it was like, and then someone's arguing with me. It's like, no, they're really good. And it's like, how? These are all nerfs. Like, things have gained wounds. Like, Dwagholm and Madroon at the time gained an extra wound. So like, okay, so if those things gain wounds and I lose output, it's not going to kill the same things. Like, this is easy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So it went very much like that. The the faction itself was just in a really rough spot. Started version 2, like it was like pulling your teeth out, and it really sucked. And winning games was super hard, and people were like, "You won games all the time." I'm like, "Yeah, but I also fucking lost a bunch of games, and I also all my games were like an absolute fight, while my opponents just like, oh, I'm just pushing minis around, and then I had to like super matrix outthink them, and like, oh, 5D chess, 6D chess, and it's just like, this fucking sucks. I hate this, because I could have been, doing the same amount of output or enjoying myself with a different faction because it wasn't as hard or not mind-numbing, but like so much stress on my mind to try and figure out and bait opponents. It was just like, it was really annoying, and I dislike it. So, starter version 2, 100k, kind of sucked ass. Then you get into the Ashen Dawn. So, the Ashen Dawn came out in the summer, and they were immediately a hit. So, these guys kind of broken, to be honest. Like, yeah, they were broken. They were busted. They came out too cheap. They had a lot going for them, and they kind of did everything. So they got hit by a variety of buffs. I mean nerfs. Can you imagine if they got even stronger? So, a couple things that got nerfed was Blessed itself. It doesn't work on magic and range attacks. They went up in cost. I believe, went up in cost again. I think they started like 230 or 240. It was fucking wild. Then we got into the October update. Like Adepticon, I think there was 88 Ashen Dawn amongst the 11 100k players or something. It was wild. There's so much Ashen Dawn. Like, we almost had 10 Ashen Dawn per 100k player. It was wild. I forget what the exact number was, but they got another nerf after that one. Not surprised. And a lot of players had trouble fighting into them because it was like, how do I beat this fucking wall? What's going to bludgeon me to death? So it's like, okay, well, you had a variety of different things you can do. You can shoot them, you can magic them, you can hit them with 2 melee things on the same turn, so they waste their blessed. You can get high cleave into them so that their bless is going to be worthless because they have no evasion. If their defense 1 blessing, it's kind of like, oh boy, have fun, guys, you're going to die. There's a variety of different things, but players had to learn that, and we've kind of hit a point where I feel like a lot of players, especially if they're playing to Ashen Dawn enough, they know what to do. They have a strategy to beat Ashen Dawn. But then, the October update came out and they got nerfed again, so they lost an attack, went up in points, and now cannot be taken in more than just an MSU. But it's like, okay, fine. But you've taken a lot of power away from 100k, because Ashen Dawn were carrying 100k on their backs, and these guys need to go see a chiropractor because their backs are breaking from all this carrying they're doing. So when you do that, you got to put the power into like other things in the faction so that it can, still be relevant. If you just keep nerfing stuff and not really giving anything back, you're just going to see people kind of dwindle away from things, because it's like, first off, people don't like their things like their toys being nerfed or their toys getting worse. Like, to be honest, these are toys. It's my action figure. No, this is a toy. I like fucking. Sometimes I'll take the horses and I'll just like kind of butt their heads into each other, like pew pew. I'm really just a big child. But their strength is gone. So it's like, what do you do? Well, you gotta give that power back. So they put some power into the Hunter Cadre. And one of my issues with the 100k that I've mentioned before is that the ranged elements of 100k, you have the most shooting regiments in the game in this one faction. They have militia bowmen, but I don't really think count, but they have a gun, and god damn it, you're going to use that gun, so it's 1. Merc crossbows, Imperial Ranger Corps, Hunter Cadre longbows. That's 5 regiments that shoot. Who would have also a gun? Old Balliste, Fireforged, Hellbringer Drake, that's 3. Hold on, I'm thinking. Spire says 2, no, 3. Spire says 3. Padroon has 2. Nords has 2. Stalkers and Bocho. I guess the CEO in our count, so I think his gun's like 8 inches. Who else do we have here? Old Dominion has 1. Who came after Old Dominion? City States has 2. No, 3. 2 different types of chariots. And Sorcerer Kings has the Archers, the Mahut, the Flame Casters, the Gene Bowman. So that's 4. So the Sorcerer Kings has the next closest. Okay, so you have 5 regiments that basically all act the same and have the same amount of output. You just determine how far away you want to shoot someone, and if you want to be a 1 or a 2, basically. I know Imperial Ranger Corps are 3, but I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It's like you guys have to be compared to Merc crossbows, and Merc crossbows are way cheaper than you. So you kind of just take the best thing was Merc crossbows. There was still some play, people would like bring out longbows, people would like bring out Hunter Cadre, they'd play different things. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, what do I take for guns in 100k? Just take Merc crossbows. Like, they're just so good. And so, Merc crossbows ate a nerf to try and incentivize the rest of 100k shooting to be taken. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's lazy. I really do. Were Merc crossbows previewed? Hunted Squires. Where are you? Pure Ranger Corps. I swear to God, these guys are pretty. Yeah, there we go. So they're going to be going up 5 points, and then for another 20, you can give them an additional volley while within effective range of their 16 inches. So while within 8, you can go up to volley 3. Yay. I'll explain why I don't like that in a moment. And by a moment, I mean at some point in this rant. So, what did they do to make 100k shooting not all similar? They actually did something interesting with the Hunter Cadre. They made them the premium shooting unit and also provided them with flank, because 100k didn't really have any flank. You had one character would give them flank, and that character is probably going to be coming out on turn 3 with a big block of Gilded Legion. And if you weren't playing, the Imperial officer with his flank and stuff and going to other things, you weren't really grabbing much either. But then you put flank on the Hunter Cadre. So you're kind of like, oh, okay, so I could take 2 Merc crossbow or 2 men-at-arms, whatever you want, and then 2 Hunter Cadre who both have flank, and I put the Imperial officer in one of those men-at-arms or Merc crossbows. So, we're all now on the table. There's more flank in the faction. What's good? 100k needed some flank. It was one of the things they did not have, and to be honest, kind of a weakness, considering how fast this game is going. Hunter Cadre also had the wonderful thing of, spending a ton of points, almost 200 points, to veterans them to make their volley 3. So you can actually hit something. They're range 18, like old Merc crossbows. They're shooting from further away, and they're AP1, and they got Fiend Hunter for monsters and brutes and stuff. So they have a specific target, but they are now your premium shooting unit because they can effectively hit. Because if you can take aim at 18 inches away, you go up to volley 4, and you're gonna be doing some damage. They are barrage 3 though. But you could actually get some good shots in, especially if you take them in like units of 4 or 5. You can get them into a point where you can actually start doing some good damage into stuff. Because a lot of the time I find with Merc crossbows and their 10 shots is that you roll your 10 shots. Even if you take aim on your 3s, you're going to get 4 hits, and then your opponent saves 2 and you do 2 damage. You're like, oh, sweet. Cool. There you go. 2 wounds. To be honest, that's really nothing. A lot of things can take 2 wounds and be fine. It is consistent chip damage over a turn, not over a turn, my apologies. The course of the game. It's fine if you're set up to do so. But 100k really didn't have anything that would kill anything at range. You got Fire Forge, you got Hellbringer Drakes, you got Bow Chosen, you got Marksman Clones, you got so many other things that'll just annihilate things from so far away, and you're like, my god, this kind of sucks. And it just really sucked that everything in 100k for shooting was volley 2, barrage 3. It's not inspiring. And then I'm starting to see stuff that we now have coming out with the veterans. Not you, Mounted Squires. Where are you? Pure Ranger Corps. Volley 3, that didn't change. Barrage 3, that didn't change. Range 16 didn't change. But now you can spend 15 points to veterans them, and if you veterans them, you get the bonus ability of being obscured against volley attacks. Okay, we're defense 1, evasion 1 with 4 wounds. They're still fucking dying. It's not even evasion 2 to be oh, there might be a chance at half shots that they live, some other things that will be around. Like, now Bo Chosen going back up to Evasion 2, where I'm like, oh, why? There's a reason why these guys were not. But it's like, well, at least they can't get Evasion 3. And I'm like, yep, at least they can't get Evasion 3. But you put them in the woods, you can shoot out with Bocho. I'm using them as an example. Yes, I know there's a point difference, like a huge one, like 80 points. But it's supposed to exacerbate, show the idea of, like, why these half shots don't matter. It's like, okay, half shots into the hunting pack. They're 3 wounds each. I'm still going to shoot them. Because I might get 3 wounds in and just take out a stand. It's kind of the same thing with Imperial Ranger Corps. Like, being Defense 1, Evasion 1, you just, like, these are kill me stats. And at 120 points, I'm not going to spend another 15 points to put them to 135 so that they have obscuring specifically against volley. Not magic, just volley. So I'm kind of like, okay. Like, this isn't even, like, a thing you get for, I don't know, building your list a certain way. Like, to be honest, there's probably going to be something in the faction, the rework, like with an artifact or a mastery or whatever, what's going to, like, give this character takes this mastery and all the regiments in his warband gain vets. Like, yay, cool. Like, this one I'm not really inspired by at all, to be honest. Like, I'm just kind of like, cool. It is a strong ability, but the thing, like, it makes it into, I guess, like a counter shooting regiment, but their output isn't still enough. That's my issue. It's just their actual, like, what they're doing. Because if you just go over to Merc Crossbows, Volley 2 range 16 AP1 for 110 points, but now you can spend 20 to vets them. So now you're spending 130. And when they're within 8 inches, you get +1 to your volley stat. So you're going to be Volley 3, taking aim to 4, or maybe you're going to walk. You're still March 5, so you're not even going to get close because it's 8 inches, and you're only going to take 5 off of it, so your opponent has to be within, I don't know, just thinking off the top of my head, 11 inches. What, for anything quick, is like kill me. I think, what was it? The Bear Sharks with the Savage Charge, 6 plus 7 is 13. Yes, they're getting to you. What's a bit of a problem? And then you get +1 volley with your 10 shots. Like, yay. I know you're... Where is it? I gotta look through this again. Not that. Is it this one? No, that's Martial Powers. This one? Nope. Hold on, I'll find it. So I can talk about it. It's this one, right? I gotta open up my browser because these are all screenshots. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so you get Relentless Drills with vets. While a vet regiment, infantry regiment has 5 or more stands, it counts as having inspired, which is fine. In addition, your command stand, this army counts as +X stand scoring for the purposes of seizing zones. So now you have light scoring because your resolve bonus is tied to your scoring. So you're going to be taking a lot of these lights in groups of 4. So you're going to get 3 extra shots. So it's going to be 13. Once again, not bad. But to be honest, you should be doing it. But now, your cost... Okay, so let's look at your cost. Merc Crossbows. You're now no longer cheap. So you're 110 plus 35. So I'm 145. I can score. And I have 13 shots at Volley 2. If I want to vets them for another 20, I'm 165 and I have to get into effective range. Like, I'm going to be really honest. If I'm within 8 inches of somebody, those guys are charging me. They need a 3 and they're putting banners onto every regiment. Like, there's, they've said, we got to test it, and some people are going to pay for banners. I'm going to be really honest. I think they're just going to banners to everybody. I don't think anyone's really going to be paying for banners. Like, you're going to have to wait until your rework happens for you to get your banners, what kind of sucks. And there's a bit of just like, just give banners out to everybody. And if it becomes such a problem, you can just take it away later. Because right now, the factions with banners, with that free reroll because of the banner, are going to be going for these rolls. Like, if I need a 3 with a reroll, yeah, I'm going to come and get these Merc Crossbows who decide to, like, get up into my grill. There's 4 stands of them, 13 shots, +1 shot for each stand, 17 shots at Volley 3. You probably walked into that, so now you've basically just taken aim and got 17 shots. Well, it's not bad at volley 3, but you need something in front of you. You need to angle that regiment. Now you're asking for like board positioning in space, especially within 8 inches. Like, I'm not impressed. You're asking for a lot, I feel, for people to try and get away with stuff. Should this regiment has the veteran's battlefield role, when it stands, contribute shots against target within effective range, they add +1. So the stands itself have to be within effective range. Can't be just the regiment in effective range. Then you can give it to everybody. That'd be a little easier, because then you could like get one stand within 8 and the rest of them can shoot at +1 volley. But anyway, I don't, for its cost and everything, like, you're just asking for a crossbow to die. I'm thinking about it in like a void and vacuum, but it's also kind of like 100k is wound 4. You're just gonna get mobbed on. They take chip damage and lose stands, and your additional stands are just gonna be there for wounds most of the time, especially in big bricks. Like your Guild Legion, your Household Guard, yeah, they're gonna get a majority of their attacks out of their back stands, but a lot of the time it's just like you need the extra wounds to get there because you're not durable enough. Because a lot of those things are just defense 3. And it just really sucks. Like, defense 3 is like on the edge of please kill me. Like, it's so swingy at times. So yeah, I want the shooting to be diversified. Do something to the stats. Do something to make them unique and feel good. I don't think the current previewed veteran changes are going to be worth it. Because I'll be really honest, I'm not going to pay veterans for the Imperial Ranger Corps right now, or the Merc Crossbows right now. I will, if I am playing them, give an extra stand, because I want to score, but their additional abilities aren't screaming at me like, these are really good, you want these. Like, if I get them for free, sure, because some mastery or artifact or whatever gave it to me, but like, I think it's too much points. 20 points is a lot of points. Like, that's a whole, like, fuck is 20 points right now in 100k, what's actually good for artifacts. Pretty sure that's a Drill Master, to be honest, off the top of my head. Browse the faction, 100k, or Skill Legion. Yeah, Drill Master is 20 points, so that is a Drill Master. I mean, Drill Masters are good. And let's just go into the artifacts here. 20 points, Gilded Ramparts for Iron Discipline. Okay. You can get a Flesh Cleaver, a Caliburn. Wow, there's not very many good, like, no, All Offense Roar is 35. Wow, I haven't looked at 100k artifacts. These are kind of terrible for points. Regalia of the Empire is 25. Yeah. Standard Steel's 40. Fuck. I think it's so expensive. But anyway, yeah. It's a lot of points. Like, there's a lot of 15 artifacts, and there's a bunch of 25. So if you can get another 5 points out, you can do something. Then what do we get into? Oh, I don't know. They're moving what looks like the supremacy abilities into the sub-factions. So you're going to get 2 supremacies each sub-faction. What's going to be good? Spirit Shrine's been revealed. I have to check in here now. Dynastic Alliance. Relentless Drills. Okay, so I found Rapid Deployment. All right, open this up. So they're going to go with Vanguard X. What's good? I'm a little sad that the Imperial Officer Supremacy went to like the old Shamans. But I am glad that they're reducing that Vanguard. The thing with like 100k being Vanguard 5 is that all the infantry are speed 5, so it doesn't change anything. To be honest, it's like, okay, you get your regular Vanguard, but Vanguard being an X ability will differentiate it for other factions, so that rapid deployment will feel more impactful later on, because hopefully you get the most out of it because it's Vanguard 5. Oh, family traditions. Here we go. Always active. All feudal regiments in the Warlords Warband gains the Veterans Battlefield rule at no additional cost. Yeah, there you go. So, like, if I'm taking, what is it? Noble Lord or a Mounted Noble Lord, there you go. Like, just, yeah, So I'll get my Merc crossbow shit for free, but so it'll be nice when it does happen. But I'm not gonna spend 20 points for that. And then also you get the other guys, your Dynastic Alliances sub-faction. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the Feudal, or, like, the Noble Lord and the Mounted Noble Lord. Those two being really easy to fit into either Orders, Priests, or Imperial, just because of them also gaining the same tags, what will help out a lot for how abilities work. As well as just giving everyone in the warband vets, so that other tags like the what is it? The scoring works, and you don't have to pay for it. Like that's the thing. Like I feel like 100k is you're kind of getting like nickeled and dimed with points to try and become efficient, and it's just going to cost you later on because you just don't have enough things to do what you need to do. Rapid deployment is there. What are these ones? Supremacies. If you're Imperial, you may perform a free reform during your activation, gain the Opportunist special rule. It's not bad, but also like Opportunist on guns is nice. Also, Hunter Cadre would probably like it. Gilded Legion, the free reform would probably be nice. Professional troops, the feudal thing was an 8, reroll 6s during clash and defense. Yep, best of men. But now you're on a horse with best of men, so it'll be a little better. Is it while friendly feudal? While friendly feudal regiments are within 8 inches of a friendly feudal character. Oh, so you could have multiple. So you could have a foot noble lord and a mounted noble lord both putting out this bubble of best of men. That's actually really nice. I like that. Need to keep looking through stuff. Rapid deployment. I don't care. Kind of talked about the relentless drills. Is this it? Is this the spirit shrines? I got screenshots. Okay, here we go. So, the Theist. Let's talk about spirit shrines. So, I played some games back about spirit shrines, and I was not impressed. Like, it does a lot of output. My issue with it was it's very telling. Have they done enough to, like, fix it up? So, one Theist priest in the army may immediately perform one additional out-of-sequence spell-casting action. So, if you activate it, so you activate it on the end of your supremacy. So, when you activate, is that when you do it? Or do you activate it? One Theist priest in the army may immediately perform. So you say you activate, now you immediately perform one additional out-of-sequence spellcasting action. The spell is automatically successful. Oh, thank fuck, because I'm not gonna lie, if it didn't say that, I'd be like, wow, I have failed so many spell rules. It's gonna suck. As if it has scored the amount successes required. In addition, until the end of the round, when a friendly Theist character successfully casts a spell targeting a friendly Theist regiment, all other friendly Theist regiments currently on the battlefield gain the spell's effect. So, Spirit Shrine actually works now. Thank fuck. Because before, you would have to activate your Spirit Shrine, you would have to be your first card, be a Theist, then you either have to Entourage or fucking pass to your opponent, who would then do something, and then you do another Theist, and then Entourage, or pass to your opponent, who would then do something, and either that something was kill your stuff, or move out of range so they could be killed so you wasted your supremacy. This works a lot better because you get one off, and then as you activate the Theist characters, you'll Entourage, you'll probably have, a Theist Priest and Siskari or something, or, I don't believe the Crusading Noble Lord is Theist, but I don't believe he has any spells. I think he has some special abilities. We'll go over him in a bit. And you can get more spells off. So you can get that, like, primary spell off that you need to get off. So, like, if you're keeping the old spells, you got Blessed. You got the Cleave spell, but gives, like, I think it's Divine Sanction, which gives, like, Cleave to all the units. So it's actually kind of good. Them getting Cleaved and Blessed really early on, so you can get Blessed, and then you can give them, like, Fever, or it gives everyone +1 defense. So you can actually get, like, be really mean for a turn. It'll be really nice. And, yeah. And then you have the Orders. Activated. All Orders regiments gain +1 attack, and Harden +1. That one's also going to be really good if you're running feudal stuff, and you have, let's say, a Mounted Noble Lord with his Household Knight bust, and you just, activate that. They all, the Household Knights get +1 attack. What's, not bad. You're probably using them for impact and attacking, but the hardened 1 on them is going to be real nice. That's what people want. It's hardened +1. I don't think anything has hardened base in 100k. You just die. Just accept your death. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, so Crusading Noble-Lord. His output is good. He's got Cleave 2 and Flurry with his Clash 3. Like, he's gonna output from it. But something I like about him particularly is that he's Resolve 4. This is huge because all the other guys in 100k except for Orders were Resolve 3, and most of the time the infantry stuff was, or not infantry, like if it didn't have Kill Me stats. So Kill Me stats are like Defense 2 and lower. It was like also Resolve 2 or lower. But if it was actually had decent defensive stats, his Resolve was 3. So your character's Resolve being 3 did not matter at all. It wasn't like other factions where it's like, let's say you put a Hold Ray in a unit, or you put in some Spires, the High Clone Exemplar, all those characters, like the Polo Mark, who had a higher base Resolve to give to the unit, and just push them up that extra bit. It's really nice having that because it keeps guys alive, and you need to keep guys alive because you're 4 wounds. You die. It's my issues. You drop like flies. You're susceptible to chip damage. It kind of sucks. So him having a base Resolve 4 is really good. So these are some good things. Regiments, Kidbrins, they gain the Theist battlefield role. He has a bunch of things that are going to be feudal. Household Guard. I don't know about Men-at-Arms. Probably Men-at-Arms. Household Knights and Longbows. Like, those are all going to be feudal. So, him giving them all Theist will allow for more things to be able to get all those buffs from Spirit Shrines. It's really good. So I'm already, seeing the combos they're starting to put into this, what's really nice. And I really appreciate that. And then you give them Indomitable. My issue with Indomitable is Tenacious exists, and Tenacious saves you 2 wounds, while Indomitable saves you 1 wound. So with Tenacious, you just prevent the defense roll, so you never go to the Resolve, so you don't have the chance of taking a second wound. While Indomitable, you've already taken a wound from defense, now you're just preventing the Resolve damage. So it's nice, but not it's going to be super great. You're still going to be susceptible to chip damage. Oh, I think this is going to be my quote for the day. You are susceptible to chip damage. If you're getting shot at, it's not going to matter. It is going to matter for spells and melee. What's going to be nice? Then he's got his 3 special rules: to restore the faith, to banish the darkness, to cast out the demon. Yeah, it looks like demon. Probably going to be similar to the Imperial Officer. So Crusading Noble-Lord is going to probably be a go-to. I am currently would not be surprised as everyone went down a Theist path with feudal stuff. The Imperial Officer might be grabbed to share with the Theist Priest and his whole stick at times, but you're really going to be trying to get things that can score that are lights from the Dynastic Alliance feudal and making things veterans, and then having the power from the Crusading Noble-Lord and the Theist Priest to get those spells out on everything that is Theist, because they're going to share. So feudal and Theist are going to be a very popular combo right off the bat. It's been built that way. Hopefully it's good, but we kind of have to see more of what's going on, and I'm already kind of breaking down the issues I have with things, because the shooting still hasn't changed. Mounted Squires, you lose out on your Court Palatine. That officer looks like it's gone. So you're stuck at being Clash 2. Great. Your veterans, you can't. We don't have the old veterans giving them +1 Clash to be threatening. They still do have Opportunists, and they are very fast. But you do gain Tenacious 2 against guns. When the regiment becomes a target. Yeah, okay. So you get Tenacious 2 against guns for 10 points. This one I would actually pay for. And the reason why I'd pay for it is because it's cheap. You're already spending a ton of points to get them with their whole what is it, outfit, whatever. And like this is a nice little 10-pointer. Like if you think about like all the upgrades, like this is something that's more in line with spending for veterans. I wouldn't be surprised if you auto got it, because you can basically only take Mount Squires with the Noble Lord, and he's going to be auto veterans through his warband stuff. But I guess if you're taking a bunch of them in multiple stuff, where is... No, not that. Should have these up. God damn it, Archangel, we'll talk about you. Family traditions, here we go. If the warlord is a feudal, gains the access to the sub-faction special, all feudal regiments in the warlord's warband. Yeah, so you're only going to be paying for that if you grab another noble lord who's not the warlord. And that does happen, like plenty of times. There's plenty of lists that are running like double noble lord, either on foot or on the horse doing stuff, so only one of them will get access to that, so you're going to try and fill that warband up with as much things as you can. And then regiments and carriage stands in the army also gain the dynastic sub-faction. Feudal regiments. Okay, so this goes to everybody, so you don't have to just be the warlords. It's good. But yeah, the Mounted Squires one I'll actually pay for. It's cheap enough to get away with, and I don't feel like it's too far out there that I'm not going to reach for it. Like 150 is fine. While Merc Crossbow, go back to you, at 130 for an ability that might not be used because you're not going to get close enough, or once you are close enough, you're immediately just going to get bum rushed and killed because you have Defense 1, Resolve 2, and your 4 wounds once again, so you're just like, please kill me stats. It's just points you could put somewhere else. Like if you took 2 Mounted Squires and then split that 20 points amongst them so they can have Tenacious 2 against guns. Because they're so fast, and they're going to get shot at, because people like shooting at them. See? My issues with the fucking shooting. Pop it up again. Alright, what else is in here that is something to talk about that was showcased? I know you're in here. I just need to go through all these photos. We went over you. Okay. Errant of the Order of the Shield. Off the bat, I think he's going to be the best character. I think you're going to see, this is where you're going to have the feudal and the orders really stick out. I don't think you're going to do feudal and imperial officer with him as much. And so let's go over him a bit. He's got the first blessing, what we found was +1 attack and harden 1 as a supremacy ability on everything that is vets. Now, he can have 1 additional mainstay, what's fine. And then what the heck is this? Infantry regiments in his character's warband gain the vets battlefield role. It's good. Probably because, are the orders all going to be vets? Are they going to have vets abilities? I don't know. But if we've had abilities that say everyone in the warband gets it, this one specifically calls out them. Are they getting it? Who knows? I don't have anything to look at. They may or may not get it, so you might have to spend points. Who knows? That's speculation. But still, it's going to be good. You got militia bowmen, and men at arms. Because we know how, if they're getting vets, you're going to grab militia bowmen, and this is why. You're going to grab militia bowmen. You're going to grab a 3 stand, and you put the Errant of the Order of the Shield in that 3, and then MSU, and then you're going to get another 4 stand units. So you're going to have 2 militia bowmen, and they're going to be both 4 stands, because the character's going to count as a stand, and they're going to be vets. So now you have scoring militia bowmen. Sweet. And then you're going to grab 2 Order of Ashen Dawn, and that's it. And then you're going to duplicate whatever this is. Off the top of my head, I think it's going to be pretty not bad for points. So this guy's 100. Where's my app? So he's 100 plus militia bowman. 75. Additional stand is 25. So let's see here. 100 plus 100, and then plus 75, and then so it's 275, and then where's my order of Ash and Dawn? You're at 260. Jesus Christ. That's seriously 795? Oh my god. Okay, let's check this again. 260 times 2 plus 200 plus 75, 795. Okay, times that by 2. Yeah, and then I would multiply that. So for 1590, you get 4 units of Ash and Dawn, and you have 410 points left over. So what are you doing? You're going into feudal. What are you grabbing? I don't fucking know. Anything you get, to be honest. Like, you might grab a, oh, what is it? What the fuck is he? Mounted Noble Lord. There we go. I was going to say House of Knights. And then grab, can you grab Mounted Squires? And then can you grab Household Knights? Okay, so we have 410 points left. Where'd my calculator go? I had you up. Yep, so we have 410. 10 plus, where are you? House of Knights are 140. Plus, Mounted Squires are 135. Actually, did they change the price of Mounted Squires? Be able to tell. They're 140. Okay. Plus 5. So I have 20 points left over. What means I can vets the Mounted Squires. And then I put the Mounted Noble Lord in the Mounted Squires so that they could score. So I have 5 things that can score, another medium, and a bunch of Ash and Dawn. Is it going to be great? Probably not. Is it going to be fun? Yes, for me. Only me. But there we go. Then we get our 12 Ash and Dawn back on the table. I know everyone's got them all painted up, ready to go. But that's the list right off the top of my head. So stupid. Okay, so what else he's got? Infantry regiments, he's attached to gain Fearless. Sweet. You're on Militia Bowman, dude. Like, Militia Bowman, Men-at-Arms, they're... Ooh. Ooh, you are Cleave too, so you will fuck, but I think with that, you're probably gonna, if you're gonna be going on down that route, you're gonna be trying to get restricted into, like, Order of the Sword, Order of St. Lazarus. It's gonna be better for you. This one's actually kind of interesting. So the Like Gods Among Men... There's a bit of me that wants this to work. So when a friendly cav model successfully completes a charge against an enemy regiment, all infantry regiments currently within 8 of the Orders regiment, within 8 of that the Orders regiment, immediately perform a free out-of-sequence rally or combat rally action and gain the inspired special rule until end of round. I don't know if 8 inches is going to be big enough. Like, this is very much going to be when the lines are clashing and things are hitting. This also is like for all infantry. So here's the other thing. I wouldn't be surprised if someone did a dip into the Errant of the Order of the Shield to get like Sealed Temple, or like maybe you're just doing full orders. Like if you're grabbing Sealed Temple and you're getting an Order of the Sword guy, because then they can rally, they get the inspired. Like, it's not always inspired, so that's the thing. Like, without it being always inspired, you could, if it's inspired, then you could, like, reform. No, because you'd still, no, like, you still charge Clash. Like, if it's always inspired, you can get through terrain better, like, hindering. I'm trying to figure out, like, how this works, because it's not like you've gained another action. Because if you're not in combat, you still have to charge. It gives you inspired, but if you went through hindering, or if you're into dread, you lose the inspired. Because it's not always inspired until end of round. Like that's my issue with it, is that there are so many things that take it away still, that if you had it, like if you gained it through like Gods Among Men, were you not gonna just get it anyway from charging into somebody regularly? Like that's kind of my issue. Like the rally part is nice as a free out of sequence one, so it's like, you know what happens, everyone rallies, you're like, hey, my regiment can't be broken because it's getting the shit kicked out of it because you're room fucking 4. So It's rare that I'm rallying 100k things, to be honest, because they don't have the majority of the time they don't have the survivability, and because it's specifically infantry, it's really tough because like the only like quotes durable things on 100k are the Ashen Dawn, and they're cav. Most of the time they're just beating people to death with their sticks. Like, he has a good warband. He has the perfect warband for Ashen Dawn, and that's why I like him. But like Gods Among Men just feels weird, and I kind of wish it was like a little better. Like if it was a reform or a rally, then I could see it, because then it's useful in every situation. Or if it was like always inspire, so you could get through hindering. Like you could be like, oh, I'm gonna charge it with the cav, and that's gonna make my infantry, my I don't know, household guard always inspire, and then they're gonna, or Gilded Legion. Let's go with Gilded Legion, because you're probably still getting the Dauntless thing going on. You get the Gilded Legion always inspire, and then they're gonna slam in or something like. Then that hindering terrain isn't an issue anymore because they're so inspired that the trees don't matter. I don't fucking know. Like, I just feel like there's too much going to be in the way to get active use out of this ability that it's just going to kind of be like, whatever. You got it, cool. You didn't, whatever. Because if you're going to charge into something, you're always going to be inspired. If you're already into a fight and the cavalry come in, you get another action, so you can, clash, kill it, clash, you've rallied and you're inspired and you're no longer broken, and what the heck is it? What is it? You can reform, or you can march somewhere after because you're freed up or whatever because you killed it. Good job. I don't know. Usually when stuff hits the infantry, I'm usually expecting it to just die. There's a couple things where I'm like expecting it to stick around, like the big blocks of Household Guard and Gilded Legion. But a lot of the time, especially like in this MSU world, I'm expecting a lot of the 100k infantry just to die or be mauled so hard that one stand left is really not going to output enough to change the course of the battle. Like, it's nice when it happens, but especially if it's a light, you've lost your 3 out of your 4 stands, so now you don't have the resolve bonus, and now you're not scoring. Okay. I just want you to be good. Like, you are good because you have a really good warband. Your other rule, I don't think is that great. I think there's too much shit in the way, to be honest. Like, you're kind of getting bogged down with just... I don't want to call it rules bloat, but like, scornergy or unintuitive rules. Like, a rule is overtuned if you can get effectiveness out of it at any turn. A rule is undertuned where trying to get effectiveness out of it is like pulling out your goddamn teeth, or like when it does happen, it was kind of meaningless. Like, there's plenty of times where like, oh, the cavalry going to come in and your units, it's fine. It's cavalry comes in, kills the target. The infantry unit is like, oh, I was not broken anyway. I'm just gonna move to the right. I'm just gonna double march to the right to get on the zone like I was gonna do anyway. Like, that inspired's wasted. Like, it's stuff like that where I'm just kind of like, you're putting on more bloat. Like, you're putting on unnecessary bloat by having the rules not really be that effective. I feel like, yeah, I'm not really excited for this like Gods Among Men rule, because I feel like there's too many things that get in the way of it being a good rule, and they just need to clean up a little bit so it actually is effective and something that people want to do and will set up to do. Because like, if I'm setting up to do it because I need to get inspired, because I need to hold an inspired to get through some terrain, well, I can't because it's inspired. So there's no point of setting that up and having that happen. It's just it's like a movie moment. It's not an actual like gameplay moment. There you go, Aaron. Who else we got? Who else can I bitch about? That's the Crusading Noble Lord. Kind of talked about him. See, Aaron. Scrolling. Crusaders. Okay. Devout. Did we ever find out what Devout did? No, not Devout. Sorry. Divine Purpose? Do these guys have Divine Purpose? No. Did we ever find out what Divine Purpose does? +2 to move or charge. Maybe. We're not exactly 100% sure, but I would really like it to be towards the move, because then you could like threat project with a lot of things when you get those Theist Priest spells off, because they're supposed to interact with the Theist Priest spells. Does the Archangel have it? Currently, the total count as their Divine Purpose special rule is active regardless of whether the regiment has been the target of a Theist Priest. Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. So, she's going to be interesting. So, your Divine Purpose... These guys do not have Divine Purpose built in. Okay. Do they not? Is it like, if you're running a Theist Priest, give everyone who's a Theist Divine Purpose? That could be a thing. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I'm kind of hoping the Divine Purpose is kind of easy to do. Like, if you turn one, or top card in your deck was the Theist Priest, who then casts a spell onto a guy, and they're Theist, so they get their Divine Purpose, so it's like +2 to charge, or +2 to march. You could kind of like shoot things forward, because one of my issues with 100k being like all the infantry being March 5, and the rest of the game speeding up, is that 100k has not had a way to catch up with people. Like, there's things that are outrunning the horses, and I'm like, this fucking sucks, to be honest. It sucks because there's things that are out threatening the horses, and the horses are not really that effective, like, arch charging things, unless you're in a big death ball, and if you're in a big death ball, your opponent will just set up to, like, march charge you and hold you down. And if your horses aren't killing and moving, your horses are bogged down and dying, and that's not what you want. So, if it is +2 to the charge, it'll help, like, Feudal Theist, so Household Knights, get extended threat. It'll also help a lot of the infantry get extended threat. Like, being March 7 on your charge on Household Guard, Gilded Legion, makes those rolls. So, like, if you're March 7 and you're rolling that D6, you bumped it from an 11 to a 13. Like, you can get to people a little better. It'll help them get into combats and start the fights on your terms. Because right now it's like you're pretty static threat range wise, and I'm hoping that it's like a +2. It's like you activate it. It's either +2 marching or +2 charging. If it's only +2 marching, I'm not gonna be super excited, to be honest, because you're casting spells and stuff to like get better positioning, but then you're not casting spells on things that might need it. So like, I want to put Blessed on a regiment, but I need it to like hold a zone and be defensive, and I get the Blessed off, and it's gonna sit there. And if it is for a march only, then that regiment doesn't get additional threat to kill something with that Blessed, and I'm still rolling like, oh, you're 10 away, I need to roll a 5 with a reroll. Like, great. Like, cool. Oh no, I rolled a 4. Oh, I rerolled into a 3. Guess I walk. Like, thanks, cool beans. Yay. So I hope it's both, because then you can, when your Theist Priest comes on, you can start throwing out spells into guys turn 2. They can threat project further, then they can charge further, and it's like it's building up distance as the game goes on. What I would like to see more of from 100k, because it'll really allow you to get things going further. As I said, from the Archangel, if she's popping out like a beacon of 12 inches, Theist Priest is going to be hiding behind her. He's going to be like, oh, there you go, babe. And she's like, oh, no problem, babe. I'll give it to everybody else around me. Especially on 12 inches, that's actually like a good range to like put out a bubble of that. It'll help a lot of the regiments, especially infantry, like either A, get to places, or B, threaten stuff. So there's some combos there. Crusaders, besides that, you're basically Rajikar. I think you might have one better resolve. I think. But then you can vet them for 10 points to 150, get Flawless Strikes. What I believe gives you Smites on your ones. It's not bad. Hopefully. Is this Sakari in here? Let's go check with those guys. Yes, there they are. I don't know if you're putting the... Are you putting the Crusading Lord in the Crusade? You probably are, but then it's like, it's basically just like fancier men-at-arms. Does he give out Vets? Let's go find that. He gives out Theist. These guys Theist. They are Theist. God damn it. Do I have someone here? Errant, Subfaction, Crusade Noble Lord. He gives out Theist. He has a bunch of... He has 3 abilities we don't know yet, so it might put Crusaders, like, you know, up. But his other options... Household Guard... He's giving them all Indomitable, so that'll be good. I don't... They're gonna get Indomitable Household Guards. Yeah, but you know, you kind of want the Noble Lord because of all the things he has. Unless he counts as a Noble Lord because he has Noble Lord. Or like the banner gives Dauntless and all, like the Arms Master and Household Guard. But yeah, you're probably just putting him in Crusaders. Oh boy, yeah, you're probably like Crusaders. You're probably gonna have a Crusading Noble Lord with you. I'm kind of interested actually where he shows up. I can't judge him until I see those 3 other abilities because they might just be like, you gain flurry to the regiment, or you gain healing, you gain, you know, all the, you know, just actives, because fucking rolling spell dice sucks ass, because when you fail, it sucks. Okay, Sakari, there we go, got Divine Purpose. They got some good old stats. March 6, that's good. Clash 3, Cleave 1, oh, it's good. 4 attacks, yeah, that's normal. 4 wounds, normal. Resolve 4, okay, I can live with that. Defense 2 and Evasion 2, also, like, not bad, but their defense is meaningless because they have Evasion 2. I think there's like 1 upgrade in the game that ever gets rid of Evasion. So, it's like whatever. It's from 1 character, so 5 attacks go through because it's ignoring my Evasion, whatever. Oh, they are veterans, look at that. Do they have any veterans things? Nope. And this is 100% going to be the Theist Priest Bunker. He's going to live with these guys for the rest of the game. Militia Bowmen are no longer my friend. These guys have more survivability than both Militia Bowmen and Militia, thank God. But you're also probably having them hang back. I would 100% see these guys as MSUs. But if you're having them hang back, you might as well take Militia Bowmen. That's my issue. Well, so we know these other mainstay, and the Archangel is going to go in the Theist Priest Warband. So, like, you have better than Militia attacking stuff, yeah, and then you unlock an Archangel with them, yeah. So what, you grab double Sakari, double Archangel? Is that it? Is that the play? I think that's the play. Okay, Archangel. She also has Divine Purpose. Now, if she gets hit by a Thieves Free Skull, her Divine Purpose triggers, and then she pumps it. Okay, 12. Alright, that's good. Stats-wise, pretty decent. Does she have any Harden? Nope. Poor lady. She's got 12 attacks though. She's pretty quick at movement 7, so I'm glad about that. Her Terrifying 1, Impact 5, she's fearless, that's actually kind of good. She's devout, so spells go off easier on her. Monsters count as 1 extra, you need 1 extra success to get a spell off on them. And then you have Cleave 2. She's Cleave 2 base. Damn, she's actually like kind of feisty. So overall, I do like her stat line. She's 270, she's a bit expensive, but she is doing a little more than just being 270. So you are getting the sword, the out of activation, perform a charge. You get just a charge just in a 12. You randomly cause 7 smites, and if your ejector marker is immediately destroyed, this action must be performed as the regiment's first action. Once the action is performed, the regiment action immediately. So this is your ejective killer. It's not bad. So here's the thing about it. Causing 7 automatic smites means your opponent's just most likely, unless they have evasion, just taking 7 wounds and then going to resolve on the Terrifying 1, which means it's going to do a bit of work. On top of that, because it counts as a charge attack, it will be doing the 5 impacts. After that, you then, kind of just club your opponent to death. Then you get into the shield. At the end of her activation, all Theist infantry regiments currently within 8 gain regen, draw event until the end of round, where X is the half number 6's hit caused to an enemy regiment to a maximum of 5. Rounded down, she gains the shield special roll. So she's going up to defense 3 with a shield 4. What makes her pretty durable. She still does not have harden, so you can kind of just AP that. There's a bunch of AP2 in the game. They'll bring it down to 2, and then she's She's defense 2. So yay. It's kind of that thing. She has a bit of evasion for against any smites. The range 8, I get it, but I also feel like you should tie it to the same distance as the Spirit Glimmers, so you're not confusing the two numbers. Either A, not this is totally going to happen. Someone's going to be like, oh yeah, everyone within 12 of me gets 5. No, that's your Spirit Glimmers. Oh, everyone within 8 of me gets their Divine Purpose activated. No, that's your regen. I understand. Okay, so it's on a draw event. So if the things have already activated and she's finally getting committed last, like she has to go first. And a lot of times you don't want your monsters going first because you want to kind of slam them in there and do a bunch of damage and not be killed. Because like if a monster goes in first, they usually get bogged down and killed. People usually will set up traps for those guys if they ever decide to go first. So making it a draw event for regen, I'm not super excited for because of that. Like there's times where it's gonna work out because she's gonna go first, she's gonna kill something, she's gonna touch a couple guys. Like once again, 8 inches isn't that big. It's gonna be better on a monster stand than a character stand, but I would say you're gonna be lucky hitting 4 things. I think most of the time you're just gonna be hitting 2. Those things either A, might have not taken wounds yet, B, like the other thing is because she's also going pretty far at March 7. Does she have, she has no reroll. She does not have Unstoppable. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, you're 270 points, you don't have Unstoppable? Ooh, brother, ooh. Like, ooh, I don't like that. That's not that great. Like, I feel like the regen is going to be hit or miss because you have to activate the regen and be within 8 of her ending spot. It means you're going to have to set up, but if your opponent's like, playing against you like they should be, they can, either A, position something further back so that your stuff isn't going to end up with an 8 when she lands, or B, she's going to be doing it and it kind of depends on the fights. Like she kind of wants to be in there and start grinding to get that regen out. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm not super excited about the sword just because it's like, okay, you're gonna go 12, it's cool. And you can automatically destroy objectives, but you just sit outside 12.1 and your opponent can't get, like, you can't get to your opponent if your opponent's sitting out at 12.1. Like, you're fine. Auto killing objectives is fine, but also you're a heavy monster. Your impact attacks and regular clash should just kill an objective anyway. So having confirmed objective killers is, I think, a little redundant on this thing. It's not like you were a medium, like the Satyr or the Oracle, who has a weapon to automatically kill objectives. Like you're a heavy monster, you have the objective killer built in. And I get why they didn't allow you to, like, you charge 12 and then kind of keep going. Like, even if you couldn't move after the 12, like, if you could charge 12, do the 7 smites, do the 5 impacts, clash, and then, after that you couldn't move after, I'd be like, yeah, it's fine, but also you have a fucking massive threat range. And at this point in the game, like, people are long bombing each other, and the game is so fast that there's a bit of me that's like, just put it in. I'm not sold on her. Like, this is one of those things where I 100% have to play her and see the rest of the whole Theus kit to really give a good solid output and thought about her. But like, I like the Spirit Glimmers. I don't like the regen because it's a triggered ability and it's a tempo thing. And if I have other shit I need to do, I'm not going to be getting it. So then I'm wasting the shield and spear, and then like the sword would be better. But you don't know what's going to be better until you start playing the game. And it's not like, oh, I built my list around this weapon, or oh, I built my list around that weapon kind of thing. Like, it's like, okay. Nords? Let's go to Nords. Where are you, Nords? This example. Where's this stupid guy? The Cedar. So the axe, when you fix 1 wound, he destroys an objective. Okay, cool. The spear, he gains unyielding. Enemy regiment cannot seize objectives that stands currently in range of. Yeah. So he just takes over. He either takes zones or he kills objectives. And the rest of his stuff is that it is all just like built-in baseline to his kit. So Seize the Future, Lord of the Titans, and Crushing Avatar. Yeah. Gain Fearless, Lord of Titans. Yeah, okay, I'll explain how it works. But like, the rest of his stuff is just kind of like built into him, and the weapons are more like little bonuses of do you want to hold zones or do you want to kill objectives? While I feel for her abilities are built into the weapons. What kind of sucks because you don't know how it's going to play out. That's my issue with her. Yeah. So, am I excited for the changes? Yeah, because it's going to be new and interesting. Do I want to see more? Yeah, because like, Power 100k is the horse faction. You got Mount Squires, House of Knights, Steel Temple, Crimson Towers, Ashen Dawn. Once again, 5 horse regiments. Similar to the 5 shooting regiments. Like, I want to see how they're going to change the horses. Because right now the horses are on a downturn. There is play in what's been previewed. It'll be interesting to see where it ends up. But I really want to see a bigger picture. There's not enough here to really determine like which way 100k is going because there may be things that unlock these regiments more that we haven't been shown. Like we don't know what the Thieves Priest looks like. We don't know what if any of his spells are being changed or not. We don't know what the chapter mage is looking like. We don't know what the noble, like really anything in the Imperial Officer, like he's changing. We don't know about the Noble Lord and the Mountain Noble Lord, like what's changing with them. We don't know how the Cav's changing. We don't know how the rest of the shooting is changing. So there's a bunch of unknowns. And I'm really hoping that with those unknowns, they have enough space in there to kind of fill out some of my issues with 100k and actually like diversify the shooting. So they're like each unique and interesting and are actually like things I want to grab and not be like, well, they're all kind of the same. So you just keep taking Merc crossbows. Like, do you want to go into a restricted slot? Like, if you're going for, I need a scorn shooting regiment. Okay, well, you can take Hunter Cadre, what's restricted, and you'll have to vets them. Hopefully they keep the +1 volley. Like, holy fuck, if they go down to volley 2. It's going to be really sad. But, vets them somehow. Maybe they'll get volley 2. Or they'll get +1 volley at effective range. Only at effective range, though. That would be their vets. So you're going down that. Or you could just take Merc crossbows and add additional stand for 4 stands and you can score. Like, there you go. There's a bit of me that wants to see like the wounds on stuff be kind of wiggled around a little bit. Like wound 4 is fine if you're just bitch infantry or if you're just like shooty guy. But some of the heavier stuff, like Household Knights, they have the same death like ability to die like Crimson Towers. Crimson Towers going up to wound 5 does kind of keep them around a bit more. What I do appreciate. The Crimson Towers need, like, at this point, like a full fucking rework to be useful. There's too many issues with them, and they're not doing their job of being the world's greatest shock cavalry. Like, and I'm just disappointed with them every time. Like, if you want to look at good shock cavalry, you can look at Thunder Riders. They march charge. They got juggernauts. They have a guaranteed threat range. You're not just like losing your charge on a roll and being like, oh, I'm sad. You can set that up because you can just march charge. They do a bunch of damage on their impacts. They do a bunch of damage on their charge. They're getting more damage on their charge when they march charge with that brutal +1. Like, they have been designed to be shock cavalry. And they do a very good job at it. And you can march charge them to shut them down. But when they march charge, especially if they chant Conquest, so that they can move an 8, and then charging 6 + 5, 11, so like 19. So a 17 to 19 inch just threat is huge. It's really hard to defend yourself from that, especially when the lines start getting drawn and you can kind of push in with your opponent and set it up. That's plenty of space to stay safe from the front line where people are going to be shooting you, but also be able to get there. Crimson Towers? No. Like, they're March 7, and I'm like, yeah, that's really not doing it. Because at that point, if you're going to March charge, you're what? You got like, what, 14, 15 inches? You're still less than the... Like, your guaranteed is 15 inches, and then the rest of it is up to your die roll. And the good old Thunder Riders already outpace you and already outdamage you, because they're Brutal 3 and they're getting their tramples. So it's kind of like... Crimson Towers need something. They need to be defined. They're currently not. You currently get more work out of House of Knights because that plus 2 inch on the charge from the tourney champion. Hopefully... And that's why I'm kind of hoping that Divine... Oh, what is it called? Divine something. Divine Purpose? Yeah, Divine Purpose is plus 2 to the charge or the move or whatever the hell you want to talk about it. Because then you can push it. You can get there with those House of Knights, and it kind of gives them like a roll. And I'm just keep getting sad about the horses. They're just too... They're not fast enough. They're not committing enough. They're not doing enough damage when they hit there, and then they just kind of get bogged down and died. And it's just kind of like, all right. I don't mind the way Ash and Dawn are going. They're fine for what they're currently at. Just need to see the rest of the faction to really determine like what is going on and how it'll shape up, because I want 100k to be good. I would like to go back and play them again, but like right now I really have no interest in playing them. I did go back for like 2 games, played with the new Hunter Cadre, and was like, yeah, this is a lot of like finesse and work and stuff to like try and squeeze out a win. I really don't have the time to play the game that much to get to that level, so they're not for me currently. And that's kind of it. So yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this happy hour breakdown where I kind of talk about my thoughts on the revealed 100k. Yeah, join the BonkTable Discord, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Bother Cassandra on Twitter. You guys have a great day. Bye.